Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to DESI TV USA. I am Tabinda Gul. Let's take a look at the headlines. Zelensky reject Trump-Putin deal without Ukraine's inclusion. US and Russia push for Ukraine peace talks without Kyiv's presence. Trump's announcing 25% tariffs on autos, semiconductors and pharmaceutical. Judge allows Musk government efficiency department to proceed, raises concern over his authority. NYC Mayor Eric Adams visit injures officer Ahmed call for resignation. US SEC seeks India's help in Adani Group's probe over alleged fraud and bribery. Lebanese return to southern border as Israel faces withdrawal deadline. Palestinian business owners return to ruins in Gaza's Jabalia camp. Taylor Swift named IFPI's Global Recording Artist of the Year of 2024. Ethan Hawke, Margaret Qualley and Andrew Scott premiere Blue Moon at Berlinale. These are headlines, lead to news detail. Now the top story is here. Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky has formally stated that he will not accept any peace deal between US President Donald Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin if Ukraine is not part of the negotiation. Zelensky also accused the United States of trying to appease Putin by accelerating talks as Trump and the Russian leader work toward a potential meeting. Meanwhile, US Secretary of State Marco Rubio and Russian Foreign Minister Sergey Lavrov held discussions in Saudi Arabia focusing on facilitating a Trump-Putin meeting to initiate negotiations aimed at ending the war in Ukraine. On the other hand, European nations gathered in France and voiced their oppositions to any peace talks that exclude them. Countries such as the UK, France, Sweden and Norway even signal a willingness to deploy troops to Ukraine, a move that could significantly alter the conflict's trajectory. The United States and Russians have agreed to move forward with effort to end the war in Ukraine following high-level discussions in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Notably, Ukraine was not represented in these talks, raising concern from Kyiv about being sidelined in negotiations that directly impact in future. The meeting, attended by US Secretary of State Marco Rubio and Russian Foreign Minister Sergey Lavrov, focused on laying the groundwork for a potential summit between President Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin. While Washington and Moscow appear to be accelerating their diplomatic effort, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has strongly opposed any deal made without Ukraine's direct involvement. Meanwhile, European nations have also voiced their concern, with some countries including the UK, France, Sweden and Norway indicating their willingness to send troops to Ukraine if necessary. US President Donald Trump has announced his intentions to impose tariffs in the neighborhood of 25% on automobile imports, along with similar duties on semiconductors and pharmaceutical products. The move marks the latest escalations in Trump trade policies, which could have significant implications for global market. The proposed tariffs are expected to impact major trading partners including the European Union, Japan and South Korea, as well as China, which is a key supplier of semiconductor and pharmaceutical. While the administration argues that the measures are necessary to protect American industries and reduce reliance on foreign supply chain, critics warn they could disrupt international trade and trigger retaliatory action. The announcement comes amid ongoing tension between the US and its allies over trade policies, with some nations already preparing countermeasures in response to Washington's latest move. A federal judge has declined to block Elon Musk's government efficiency department from firing federal workers or accessing government databases, delivering a legal victory to the controversial initiative. However, the judge also expressed concern over Musk's seemingly unchecked authority in his role as a deputy to President Donald Trump. The lawsuit, brought by federal employee union and advocacy groups, argued that Musk's department had overstepped its authority by pushing aggressive cost-cutting measures, including dismissing workers and restructuring agencies. While the judge ruled there was no legal basis to halt the department's actions, the court noted that the event of Musk's influence within the administrations could raise constitutional and oversight issues, and the ruling is expected to fuel further debate over Musk's role in the government and the broader impact of Trump's federal workforce overhaul.
You came to this country for a brighter future for you and your loved ones. You've made it this far. Now it's time to become a citizen. With Citizenship, you gain the right to vote, access to federal jobs, the ability to keep your family closer, and the freedom to travel with a U.S. passport. These are just a few of the benefits waiting for you when you become eligible. We're here to help you through the process with free resources and personalized guidance. Together, we can make it easier. Get started at becomeacitizentoday.com.
New York City Mayor Eric Adams visited a hospitalized police officer who was wounded in the shooting standoff, offering support to the injured officer and their family. The visit comes at a turbulent time for Adams as he faces growing calls to resign from critics cities concerned over his leadership and handling of key city issues. Speaking at the hospital, Adams praised the bravery of the officers and reiterated his commitment to public safety. However, his visit was overshadowed by mounting political pressure, with opponents arguing that his administration has struggled to address crime, housing, and other challenges. As Adams navigates the controversy, he remained firm in his position, dismissing resignation's demand and vowing to continue leading the city through its difficulties. The U.S. Security and Exchange Commission (SEC) has requested assistance from Indian authorities as it investigates Adani Group founder Gautam Adani and his nephew Sagar Adani over allegations of security fraud and a $265 million bribery scheme, according to a court filing on Tuesday. The investigation is a part of a broader probe into alleged financial misconduct involving the conglomerate, which has faced intense scrutiny from global regulators. While the Adani Group has repeatedly denied wrongdoing, the SEC's move signal increased international pressure on the company. Indian authorities have yet to commit on whether they will cooperate with the U.S. request. The case is expected to have significant implications for Adani Group's global operations and investor confidence in the company. Displaced Lebanese families are returning to their homes along with southern border following the truce between Hezbollah and Israel in November. The ceasefire has allowed thousands to begin rebuilding their lives after a month of hostilities. Meanwhile, the Lebanese government has issued a warning stating that any Israeli presence beyond Tuesday's withdrawal deadline will be considered an occupation. Officials in Beirut have called for full adherence to the agreement, urging international mediators to ensure Israel complies. Tension remain high as both sides monitor the situations, with Hezbollah vowing to respond if Israeli forces do not withdraw as stipulated. The situation along the border remains fragile, with concern that any misstep could reignite conflict. Palestinian business owners and workers have begun returning to the devastated remains of their once thriving shop in Gaza town Jabalia camp. The area, heavily damaged by a month of conflict, now stands as a symbol of both resilience and loss. Many merchants are sifting through the rubble, assessing what little can be salvaged as they attempt to rebuild their livelihood. With infrastructures in ruins and essential supplies scarce, the road to recovery remains uncertain. Despite the challenges, local are determined to restore some sense of normalcy. However, with no lasting ceasefire in place and humanitarian aid struggling to reach the region, the future of Jabalia's business community remains fragile. Taylor Swift has been named the Global Recording Artist of the Year for 2024 by the International Federation of the Phonographic Industries (IFPI), marking her fifth time receiving the prestigious honor. The award recognized Swift as the world's top-selling artist across all formats, including streaming, digitals, and physical sales. Swift's dominance in the music industries continues, fueled by the success of her Eras tour, multiple album re-release, and record-breaking streaming numbers. The recognitions further cement her status as one of the most influential artists of her generation. With this latest win, Swift extends her record as the most awarded artist in IFPI history, surpassing previous winners and reaffirming her global impact on the music industry. Actor Ethan Hawke, Margaret Qualley, and Andrew Scott premiered their latest film, Blue Moon, at the 75th Berlinale International Film Festival in Berlin. The film, directed by Ethan Hawke, explored the life of lyrics Loris Hart, on one half of the iconic US songwriting duo Roger and Hart, during the opening night of the musical Oklahoma. Blue Moon delves into the Hart struggle with success, personal identity, and his complex relationship with composer Richard Rogers, offering a look at the golden age of Broadway. The film premiere at Berlinale adds to the festival celebrations of cinematic artistry, drawing attention to a lesser-known but influential figures in American music history. So thank you for watching, and thank you for supporting reporting. This is me, Tabinda, signing off. Stay tuned for more news. DESI TV USA, DTV and our OTT platform, DTV Flex, where you can access to over 3,000 channels. So stay tuned and stay with us.